Huh. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is Breaking the Stigma, episode 2. I am an admin of the. Hold on, Ladonna, you gotta we lost connection to the speak it to existence. I'll let you take care of that. But to everyone else, welcome back. This is Breaking the Stigma, episode 2. Right now, it's just me and Dre. If my brothers decide they want to join in, they will. But if not, the show will go on. We are two parents, so it actually helps with today's topics. The main topic of this show is how to be a better father figure, while also because we're working on being a better father, we also have to recognize certain things that affect being a parent. And those will include some mental health things. So, but with that being said, just like last week, or I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, our chat line will be open from the beginning of the show until the end. That will let me go ahead and hit that ticker for you so you can see it. It's going to be 888-531-8305, pin number 50317. You call in and you can speak your mind, tell your story, whatever you need to. This is a safe space, so whatever you need to talk about, we are here for you. But to get the show started, we want to talk about how to be a better father figure. And see, for me, as bad as it sounds, I use the things that I did not get to see from my father as motivation to be a better parent for when that time came for me.
Yeah,
What
I
about you,
mean,
Dre?
well, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. How our relationship, my relationship with my dad wasn't that great, but he did teach me a couple things how to be a better father. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he had all negativity against me, but as far as the what I've learned from him, you're basically the provider. You're basically the one that's supposed to step up at the time of need, especially kids. I know, especially black men, we get a bad rep for not taking care of our kids, not doing what we're supposed to do the most. But um, I think that's the thing that we kind of have to talk about a little more deeper because there's a lot of different things to talk about according to that subject. So I'm kind of like you. I'm taking stuff that he did teach me and stuff that he didn't teach me to help because I'm still learning. My son's 13. I'm always learning to be how to be a better dad for me, and then when he grows up and he'll eventually become a father one day, then he can still come with advice if he needs it. So I think that's one of the things that has to be talked about, the communication between you know a dad and yourself, and kind of take away some things from him that that you might need and don't need. Be very observant as well, and also talk to other dads. I got plenty of dads on my timeline that I ask questions about, and I see what they're talking about as far as what to do and things like that. So um, that really needs to be out there too as well. Like, I mean, I'm still learning. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, bro. You spoke a mouthful there when you said being a better example for the upcoming coming generation. You are the father to my nephew, Lil Pancake. You know, and you tell me all the time. You always keep in the back of your mind that whatever you do, whatever you say, you're trying to be aware of how it's going to affect him,
mhm.
whether it's directly or indirectly. And I admit I have to do a better job of it because I have two daughters, so two teenage daughters. So sometimes I don't be thinking about it. You know, sometimes I just get to roll and start rampaging. Like, hold on now,
Right.
somebody did what to who? All right, say less. You know, type situation. But they're my baby girls. You know, but I also have to realize, you know, not everything is about terrorizing. You know, but we did have some topics we wanted to cover other than that. So as fathers, especially both of us having PTSD, you know, military guys, we have to understand that no matter how long we live or who we build a family with, they might not understand completely how deep our PTSD and things affect us. Because I realize it on a regular basis that, you know, some days are better than others, and on my really bad days, you know, the days where I'm really like, on the outside, I'm saying just stay the hell away from me, but on the inside, it's like I'm thankful she's here, but my exterior is so rough. She's like, all right, I'm just gonna leave you be, you know, and so it's a conflict. It's a conflict of interest because I'm fighting myself and I'm fighting everyone else because no one else truly understands how bad it is. To where we don't know what we want. We don't know if we want to be left alone. We don't know if we want to have somebody, right here, because we both know how they like to be right here on us. You like, babe, I want to watch it. Can I put my damn arm down, woman? Jesus Christ, man. Gee, I just
Oh
want
man,
my foot back. Shit.
but see, the thing with that is that even though sometimes we're annoyed because we have, like you said, some days are better than others,
Right.
but you need somebody like that that can understand what you're going through and to
Yeah.
be there
Yeah.
when you need it. Because, like I said, we both suffer from PTSD in a little bit, and there's some days where we're good, and then there's some days where we're like, it's everything's going bad, and you just feel like lashing out.
Yeah. Because
Um,
I can say this. One of the problems, one of my tells that I've realized has happened to me since the military is I have a hard time looking people in the eye when I talk to them.
I do too. I do too. Cause
Like
some take
it,
cause
it don't
cause
matter how big
hard.
or small the situation. Like I could be in an interview and they'd be like, "Why are you looking at the wall?"
1,000 yard
Well,
stare.
military and being threatened with death if I look the person in the eye. So I just kind of
It's just a reflex because you don't
right,
want some people like me. I look a person in the eye, but sometimes I don't because some people take that as a confrontation, and you don't want to have that.
right,
So
right.
you have to have somebody in your life that understands how you tick and move accordingly when you have one of those bad days. Because, like I said, plenty of times where I have a really bad day, and it don't even have to be anything; it could just be something small, but it could trigger it, and you need a person like that in your life to understand what you're going through. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So, and
yeah.
that also helps too to be a better husband, better father, better brother, whatever. Because
Hmm.
talking about being a better dad, you also have to talk to your kids about that too as well. I've told my son plenty of times, what his father has went through and what he's going through, and even though I'm having a bad day, I still have a duty to perform as a father. I still have to do my duty. Um, so you have to talk to your kids about that as well because sometimes they don't know what's going on with you. They just know
Right.
that's dad. They just know daddy's upset. And
And daddy
knowing
can't
my,
really look
knowing
at
my
it.
right, knowing my son, the first thing he's gonna ask me is, what can he do to make it better? Sometimes it's nothing. It's just you just have to ride it out. But at the same time, you have to keep your kids in the loop because you don't want to put that on them at a young age. So you have to really tell them, hey, this is what's going on. Just be real with them. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Just be real with them. Like, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what daddy's going through, and this is why I'm having this. I read the other day where this guy, he made a book for his kids on how to deal with PTSD, and I think that was a great idea. Something like that to communicate with your children, because, like I said, they're in your life. They didn't ask to be there, regardless of what you're going through. They didn't ask to be there, so you have to do your duty as a dad to really like look within yourself and say, hey, I have a problem. Well, it's not really a problem, it's just something that you're going through, and that you have to really like look within yourself, because you know how kids are. Little Pancake adores me. He says I'm a superhero. You know, that says a whole lot. So that gives me the motivation to do better as a dad, not just
Right.
a man, just a dad as well. You know?
Right.
So,
Because I know with me, my kids, they're starting to see my tails as well, but and I have to do better. But you know, like you said, there's times where you got to figure out how to tell them. You know, it's not you. Daddy's just going through something,
mm-hmm,
and I want everybody to understand that. You know, most of the world probably has PTSD and it's undiagnosed
mm-hmm,
because PTSD is literally post-traumatic stress disorder.
mm-hmm.
Um, it doesn't just mean a military veteran who's seen some things and is now having a hard time coping. What about the females that have gone through things in their past, whether it be from strangers or someone they thought was close to them, and now that weighs on them for the rest of their life? That's still PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
What about the child who was, you know, knee high to a baby, and but seen some stuff and didn't know how to handle it because he was literally knee high to a baby. So now that
Mm-hmm.
sticks with them for the rest of their life. That's PTSD.
Yeah.
What about the kid that was bullied in school? And he
Mm-hmm.
found a way to get through it. I can guarantee you that kid's probably got PTSD.
Yeah. I was bullied. I was bullied. I was bullied as a kid, and
Yeah,
you know, therapy has really helped me see
right.
through that, because I've been bullied before. So and I don't really want to put my business out there, but the people that know about the situation with my son last year when he was going through the same thing, I could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? So it can have an effect, a big effect on you. A lot of issues can really make or break you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
um,
but
me going through that, uh, it's been an eye opener for me.
right,
Probably as a man, but as a dad, like
right,
you have to talk about these things, because if you don't talk about them, eventually it's gonna fester over, and then, like I was telling a friend today, you're gonna let it fester over, and then eventually you're gonna lash out, and it's not gonna be good. And the last thing you want to do is
have it bubble up.
bubble up, and then on top of that, you don't want to take it out on your children, because
Right.
they're impressionable. So,
Um,
I know Sean asked the question, "What are your coping mechanisms?"
um,
Me personally, I write, listen to music, um, take a walk. Uh, I don't really do the drinking thing anymore. I mean, I still drink, but that was a negative coping mechanism. So it's a lot of things I do to cope with if I'm having a bad day. That's what I use. I write. I write a lot. Like if you see my journal, it's full. It's almost full. I need to get a new one. Uh, but I listen to music. I meditate. Just kind of take a walk. Get outside. Um, that's what I do if I ever have a trigger, something happens. So
um, yeah, I personally, right now, this has been my coping mechanism. This is one of them. I game. I have
oh,
my, I have
and
my,
we do the strictly
my
prohibited network. We do the network. We do our
yeah,
shows. That's
yeah.
another.
I got my mutts. I got this network with my brothers and my sisters. We're building. We're trying to do something. Trying to do something here.
Mhm.
And other than that, besides music, I think right now my other coping mechanism is just trying to keep my hands busy. Because if I can keep my hands busy in some way, I can focus on what I'm doing with my hands other than letting my thoughts keep replaying. Because if I can stop that loop, I can somewhat curb it. So
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's that's how I cope because beforehand I would just drink all the time and that wasn't getting me nowhere. So I always
yeah,
try to find something positive because, like I said, it's something I deal with on a daily. I'm getting help about it though. I mean, I'm taking therapy, so I'm learning to handle situations better. But
right.
I mean, I still have, you still have bad days, but for the most part, and then also, I talk to my kid. My kid, if everybody knows about Little Pancake, he's a jokester, so he likes to joke a lot. So talking to him is another coping mechanism I have because
Yeah, yeah,
he loves to joke. So that's another one. Talk to if you don't want to talk to anybody, talk to your kids.
yeah.
Your kids are smart.
My
Uh,
my little peoples are awesome. Well, when they're not trying to trigger me, my little peoples are my coping mechanism. Because
they do tap dance on you. They do tap dance on your last nerve. So yeah.
I got two daughters, so while one of them is she don't want to let nobody down. The oldest is starting to she gets a little you just want to
Hey, trust me.
you
Hey,
just want
trust
to
me.
poke in
Mine
the
about,
what the hell.
mine about to be 14 this year. He already liking girls, so that's a whole nother ball game. So just wait till he turns 16, and he gonna learn how to drive. So I'm not looking forward to that right now.
Mine is already 16. One's turning 17 this year, and the other one's turning 16.
Yeah. So
I'm dropping them off at Uncle Dre house. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
crazy, man. But Sean said, I commend and salute you for being transparent. Thank you for your service as well. I appreciate that, Sean. That's another dude I talked to off of Facebook. He's a real good friend of mine, and eventually we're gonna meet one day. But he's a good dude. And
Yeah.
LaDonna brought up a question. She said, "Have you learned your triggers?" Well,
No.
that's me personally. I haven't yet, but with the therapy that I'm taking, we're gonna find that out.
Yeah.
Because it could be anything. It could be the smallest thing like the trash didn't get taken out or the
Yeah.
toilet paper is sat wrong or something. It's something, and then it's just you're off and running. So we're gonna get to that eventually. Hopefully, with my therapy, I'll get to that point. Um, but now I haven't learned my triggers because it could be something different. The thing with PTSD is that it's always something. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do as a man and as a parent when you feel that you're about to go there, you have to really like stay disciplined because I know, like I said, I've had my issues with it, and there's some days I still struggle, but with the help of therapy and friends that look out for me and care for me to know when I'm having a bad day, and like I said, your kids as well. When your kids, even if they're getting on your last nerve, sometimes they'll do something to make bring you back. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really got to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So
Um,
go ahead, Dave.
Lugano, to answer your question, no, I haven't figured out my triggers yet. I've gone to therapy for on and off since I was 7. I talked about it last show, and no, I, you know, I can tell when I'm about to have a bad time or bad day. However, actual trigger, what pushed me to that point, I don't know. It's like Dre said. Sometimes it's as simple as somebody ate the last bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
So
be something.
somebody drunk the orange juice. Sometimes it's literally I cranked up the car and it backfired, and why the fuck is my car backfiring? It's
It could be a lot. But the thing about PTSD with me, you have like it's not just that one incident. It's a bevy of incidents, and then that one incident that's so small to anybody else. Since you've been having so many incidents beforehand, that's just basically the feather on the mountain, and it
yeah,
basically collapses.
yeah.
So It could be a lot of things. So I don't know my triggers, but I'm handling it better now with therapy. Like I've been going strong for about almost a year, and I'm breaking major barriers. You know, a lot of things I didn't want to talk about are being talked about to make me a better man and to make me, a better father. You know, so. And shout out to my man Chris. That's my old Navy buddy, man. Thanks for checking in with us, man. And yeah, we're definitely talking about this because it needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
We, the whole. I don't want to bring it up because I know it's still fresh in our minds, but that whole Kobe incident really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And
same, same.
while it's sad that it happened, I'm grateful that it kind of did because I've seen men openly grieve, like ugly cry. Like my cousin of mine, who's a big Kobe fan. I haven't never seen him cry, and he literally was like, "Yo, I had to cry," and I was like,
Yeah,
"And it's okay, and it's okay, and it's okay.
yeah,
It's okay to cry. It's okay." This whole breaking you know, men can't cry, whatever, don't cry. Sometimes you have to. Like, I don't want to put him on blast. Mike last week, he kind of broke down talking about his twin. So you need more of that. You need more of that.
we do.
You need to be expressive because if you're being expressed as a dad, as a father, if you're being expressive with your feelings, it makes your child a lot more easy to come talk to you because they've seen you have, express your feelings. I tell little pancake all the time. Don't cry. Don't hesitate to cry. Don't hesitate to express how you feel. Um, don't do that. Always come to me. If you want to talk about something, you don't want to talk to your mom about it, you want to talk to me about it, he knows how to get a hold of me. And we have to do that with our children. We have to do that. We have to give them a safe space to express himself. That's why I applaud Dwayne Wade for what he's doing, because he could have easily took the macho route. He could have
Right.
easily took the macho route and said, you're not gonna be gay. But the fact that he's not only embracing it, he still loves his son regardless. I salute that man. And
Yeah,
everybody talks about how he should be raising a child like that. No, he's doing what most dads are doing, like a real dad. You love your child unconditionally, regardless. Like you love him regardless. So I applaud Wade for that, because he could have easily took a whole different route, but he's totally embraced his son, and I love that. I love that he did that. So, and I wish a lot more men would do that, but some men, they don't do that, and it kind of pisses me off a little bit that they don't. But I'm only doing my part, and I hope a lot of guys that are out here listening to us, take something from tonight. It don't even have to be nothing major. Just take it from tonight, and and like I said, I tell all the time, if you are a guy on my friends list and you have an issue you want to talk about and you don't have nobody to talk to, you're more than welcome to hit me up anytime.
same.
You know.
Dre, I want to add to something you said, especially with daughters. I've realized because my kids are in therapy, and something they said, something you said is something they said that them seeing me and Kim, showing emotion makes them feel like it's easier to approach us about things when it
Right.
comes to feeling a certain way or you know something happened. Is it okay to feel flustered or upset, or when they see that you have, when you show them that it's okay to cry and to feel anything other than straight ahead, they'll feel more comfortable talking to you about smaller things, which will lead up to them talking to you about bigger things.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing with able to express yourself, and about anything, especially like you said, mental illness, PTSD, any kind of mental illness. That's huge. You have to be open with your child because if you try to sugarcoat it, it's not going to be a good thing. You have to be open with your kids, especially when they get older. Kids are smart. They're impressionable, but they're smart. So you have to be open with them. So when they get older, they can understand, like, okay, this is what's going on. This is why my dad is having a bad day. So
Right.
you really got to be open with your children. You really do.
Speaking of being open with the kids, that can lead us next into the next topic about tackling tough situations and questions when they arise. Because you know, luckily for me, I acquired my family. It was already pre-made.
Mhm.
When they got here, they were already. Shit, it's been 3 years. I'll get back to you that one. I suck on math. Teenagers. They were already teenagers, so they were already old enough to be able to. They could see for themselves what was going on.
Yeah.
However, for some, it's not that simple. For some, they're not that lucky to where mommy and daddy went their separate ways. How do you talk to the little person when they're trying to wonder, well, what happened? Why is mommy and daddy not always together anymore? And did because I know when my mom and her some of her boyfriends used to break up, I'd be like, did I do something? And you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
why he not come around no more? Did I make him mad? Because
Yeah.
as kids, we don't know better.
Right. We always think it's our fault. It happens, but at the same time, um, as far as tackling like, stuff like that, like any kind of major topic, you gotta have an open mind. Like I said, it's with Dwayne Wade, the whole Dwayne Wade situation. I'm sure that was very tough for him to talk about because I'm sure he didn't expect his son to come out the closet like that. But the way he handled it,
I've been there.
yeah, like I mean, I
She told
applaud
me.
him. I applaud him for doing that because, like I said, he could took it a whole different route. So you have to be open with your children. That's the number one thing. You have to be open with your children. When they come with a question that is gonna, like I said, I'm pretty sure when Terrence gets to a certain age, he's gonna ask me about the birds and the bees, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be open with him, like really open with him. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need to be real with your kids because if you're not, somebody's gonna teach them whether it's positive or negative. Somebody's gonna teach them, and you don't want that. So
Right.
you want to give them the game before they go out there to play.
Right. Because I
So
know with me, um, the youngest came out the closet. Like I care. Hey, whatever makes you happy, cool. As long as they don't fuck over my baby girl, they ain't gonna have to worry about Mad Marine Dad coming on a rampage. That
and
was
the
first
crazy
and
and,
foremost.
and her crazy uncle, her crazy Navy uncle too.
Right. And then both the kids told me like the other day that they were told when they were younger repeatedly that as soon as you graduate high school, if you're not in college, you getting the fuck out my house, and I don't care where you go, but it ain't gonna be here. So they always had a fear inside that as soon as they graduate high school, that they were doomed, that they were just gonna have to go out there and figure it out. That's not my way of operating.
Mm-hmm.
I told Kim many times, me and Kim have all had that conversation, but I didn't know the prior had been telling the kids that, but no, I'm not putting them out just because they graduate high school or just because they become an adult. I'm not putting any of them out until they are ready, until I feel like they can survive out there on their own. Now, I'm not gonna just say, just coddle them, no. But I can tell, as parents, we can tell when you actually still are developing or when you're just holding on, trying to, you know, take it on easy street.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And I was about to tell you to get up. That's Chris. That's a very good point you made right there. That we really gotta.
and well,
Break.
we got a fire producer in the back. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate them for always being there. Best producer in the world, best sister I got, Ladonna. Thank you. You always got our back since day one. You know what I'm saying? It might be about men's health, but you keep this show on the road all the time.
Yes, she does. She's the motor. She's the motor to our diesel, bro.
Man, she the gas too.
Yeah, she really does. But yeah, Chris brought up a great point. Like we have to be open with our children. We have to tell them, like, hey, what's going
Yep.
on, and
Yeah.
we have to really like take that into consideration because I know a lot of parents would disagree and say, no, I'm not gonna do that to my child because they're still young. They're gonna figure out one way or another. You just have to prepare yourself.
Yep.
So
Yep.
either you tell them now or society and the world's going to tell them for you, and you don't want that. You have to be up. Like I said, I'm up front with Terrence all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You know,
one thing you got to
angry.
understand is that you, as a parent, if you're doing your job as a parent, you understand how your child operates. So you know how to approach them. You know how to talk to them to where it works for them. Society doesn't know your child like that. Society don't care about your child like that.
That's what.
So
Yeah. So I
society
agree.
would drop it on your child and leave it up to your child to process it to where you can help ease your child into a situation to where they're more comfortable with the information that just been dropped in their lap.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And that's the thing about it. You have to really like bring that to consideration because I know, like I said, society is cruel and they don't
Very.
care about you. It's a dirty game, but unfortunately, that's how it is. So, as your job as a parent, you really have to be on. Like I said, I'm still learning. Terrence is about to be 14 this year. I'm still learning on the fly. I'm not like the perfect dad, but I try my damnedest though. Um,
I'm learning every day.
yeah,
I'm learning.
and
And
that's the important thing. If you're at least learning every day to be a better dad or a better parent overall, you're doing your job.
I'm
You really are.
and to be completely honest, the best things I'm learning from my mentors on my journey are my circle. It is you, Dre. It's Mike. It's LaDonna helps me. You know, those people who keep me from falling on my face are also teaching me how to be a better parent because they also are all they do is remind me of who's always watching.
Right. And
And sometimes for me, that's all it takes. Just remember who's watching.
got you. You gotta take the good with the bad. Like I said, um, I know that sometimes that a lot of people don't like being called out for their BS, but you need friends like that.
Yeah,
Mike called me out a couple weeks ago about something I did, and I took it into accountability. He was right.
yeah,
You have to really, if you consider a true friend, a true brother and sister, you take the good with the bad. So um, if I see somebody that's they're not up to par with their duties as a parent, I'm gonna call them out on it. You got to. You gotta hold people, especially us men. We definitely gotta hold ourselves accountable, especially with children, because we know the women gonna do their job. They're mothers. They're gonna do their job. We gotta make it easy for them so they don't shoulder the burden themselves. That's why I don't hang with men that don't take care of their kids, who
right.
don't take their kids. I don't hang with them. I had a
And
couple
we had
guys that I was
conversations
friends
here,
with.
bro.
I kicked them to the curb because they weren't taking care of their kids. I can't be, I told them, I checked them and I told them, it was wrong. They didn't listen, so I had to cut them out. I
Yeah,
had to cut them out. I don't. That's trifling,
yeah,
especially when I have to go 2,400 miles to see my son, and your son's down the street, and your kids are down the street, and you just pass right by the house. That's unacceptable. It really is.
that's foul. That's
And
very foul.
shout out to Papa. I talked to him when I went home, and that's a great dude. We talked about a lot of things, and I told him to tune in tonight because I was going to be talking about this,
Yeah,
and he gave me some insight on a lot of stuff. So I'm glad he checked in for a little bit.
I
Uh,
appreciate you.
so
Appreciate you,
yeah,
Papa.
so I appreciate everybody, especially honestly, all the men that are on here talking about this is what we need. All the men that are checking in with their comments and I salute the ladies as well, but when I see a man come and comment and they're watching and they're taking into consideration what we're talking about, that's why we need to break the stigma. This is what we need to do.
Yeah,
Because like I said, it's a very taboo subject in the community. Black men in therapy, black men expressing themselves is very taboo. Nobody
yeah.
really wants to talk about it. So uh, I got to applaud my brother Dexter for coming up with this idea because it's working right now. So, yeah.
You had to throw me out there, didn't you?
Hey man, gotta give credit when credit's due. I'm the red cup rants guy, and you're the breaking the stigma guy. So hey, gotta give credit when credit's due.
You better be glad I ain't been drinking no more. I stopped drinking. You dirty some of 'em.
Nah, man, nah, but it's this is good. Like I know the champagne conversations. We had the champagne conversations with the ladies, and we gave the ladies their safe space to talk about things, and you kind of threw it out there. It's like, hey, what about the men? And hey,
Um,
that's what we're
that
here
was
for.
that was part of the motivation. I told LaDonna that earlier today. We were talking before our group chat, and I told her that seeing that the difference that it made and helped with the ladies was part of what sparked the idea. It was that, and it was the death of Kobe was really
Yeah,
it's really what pushed me over the edge and was like, all right, get off your butt and do something.
yeah,
Because I am a walking amalgamation of mental issues and trying to figure out. And up until a couple years ago, I was trying to do it all by myself. And then there was these stubborn mofos that are now my circle that decided, you know what, we go through this too, and no, no, no.
especially, hey, look,
If you gonna
especially
go
me,
through it, we gonna go through it. I'm like, okay,
especially me because you and I had the same backgrounds. We
yeah,
shared stories. We shared stories over the years.
yeah.
Like I said, I think we're long lost brothers because we're
I grew up in the same city,
pretty much the
went
mirror
to
image of each
yeah,
other. Yeah,
seen the same stuff.
yeah, you know. So it's I mean, you need people like that. And
Yeah,
now the fact that you're a parent now, it changed your whole mind. It changed your whole mindset. So
man,
welcome.
who you telling? Who you
It
telling?
changed mindset. But we, like I said, we really have to, you know, especially now because you got teenagers. I got a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for us to buckle up because these tough questions and these situations are going to come up, and you got to be prepared. Like I
Yeah.
said, I applaud Dwayne Wade because I'm sure it was tough for him.
See, for me, I'm in the position to where I lucked out, like I said, but
Mhm.
I am still headed into another tough situation because my kids already know what he did on their end.
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point to where they've asked me to adopt them. So now I'm navigating those waters as well. And yes, of course, I'm not going to navigate the babies.
Yeah.
Not put
Oh,
them out there. Of course I'm adopting them.
I see my homegirl checked in, Liz from Jersey, man. Hey, glad you checked in for a little bit.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
appreciate you listening in for a little bit.
Wait. Did she just say I act? You know what? You know what? You're right. We got accents up in this thing.
Hey man, it's Georgia, man. You know that twang.
Jersey.
You know what we call that
Okay.
twang? That twang. That twang from Georgia.
Right.
No,
LaDonna,
but
what's next on the plate? I'm trying not to get all broke up and stuff.
yeah, hey, that adoption thing is
Yeah.
that's bro. So when it's done, we're gonna celebrate.
Yeah, I know. Some little people said they want to change their last name. So
It's big, man. It's big. It's real big, bro. I salute you
so
for that, man. And to see, and I don't want go too much on this because we got a lot of things to discuss.
go ahead, bro. Just let me talk.
Ever since my bro has been with this great woman that he has, he's totally changed. Uh, he his whole attitude has changed. Well, he's still the asshole that I love and hate at the same time. But to see how he has not only embraced his role, he's thriving in it with his because he didn't have to take in those kids. He could have been like, you know, them ain't my responsibility. But to see how he's flourishing now and how he's taking on that role, I salute you, dog. For real, for real.
Well, I learned from you. I learned from
And
you.
I'm still, hey, look, I'm still learning too, man. So we can learn together. Trust me.
Yeah.
So
So
shout out to my and my cousin just checked in, Carrie, all the way from Valdosta, man. Love you, bro. Love you, cuz, man. Appreciate you for checking in.
that's an excellent story right there. But the but the topic has been brought up about being a better mate and what does that entail. And I'm glad that that is a topic because we've been talking about, being a better parent, but when you're a better mate, it also helps you be a better parent.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, being a better mate, especially black males,
Yeah.
and no, not everybody. and you know, part of the network is black. I will say that. Um, but
Nah, we're all black. Matt's black. We already said he's black. So
I forgot. No, you're right. You're
yeah,
right.
we're all black. Matt
You
is
know, we're
Matt.
minorities. We're all minorities around
Yeah,
here.
Matt
But
is black.
but um, for me, being a better mate means learning how to. You got to learn how to listen and not just hear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you gotta know when to just throw your hands up.
Mm-hmm.
Even as males, even though we were taught we were supposed to, you know, we're supposed to be head of the house and run this and blah blah that, and we don't know everything.
You
So
know.
you got to let it ride. And one of the things that I find myself doing, especially when I'm parenting, is I tell the kids that you know, right now I let them talk to Kim the most,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because I already know that they know if they hear my voice, if they see me coming, you know, shit just
Yeah.
went down the creek. But I also want them to understand that Kim can take things off the rails too if she needs to.
Oh, I know. I know. I know.
So you know, it. I want them to understand that both parents are equal. We both can be fun, loving, and we got your back. But at the same time, I will snatch your soul from you and then give it back to you when I feel like you need it back
I
in a
think.
graceful way, though.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole thing with being a better mate, you have to have some kind of you gotta have some kind of consistency with your partner. That's the big thing. Uh, I know men sometimes we can be stubborn as hell and we feel like we can do it by ourselves, but it always you gotta have the right woman in your life to bring that balance, not only as a better father, but as a better person overall. And if you are with somebody that can provide that for you, it's a whole lot easier. And it's a whole lot easier when it comes to your children as well, because you don't have to shoulder the load by yourself. Because you know how we work, Dex. Me and you, we're two peas in the pod. We always felt we could do everything ourselves. So
Right.
um, the fact of the matter is that you need somebody in your life to help you balance things out when it comes to discipline, when it comes to raising your children. You know, you have to have some kind of on one accord. You can't have one parent be one way and you have another parent be another way.
Right.
You have to come together. So if it takes for a woman like that to bring it out of you to be a better, a better boyfriend, better husband, whatever, and so be it. And it will really help. And it really helps when it comes to the kids because there's no inconsistency in the
Right.
relationship
I,
because
I also believe that one of the things you need to do to be a better mate is just like when you're at work, you have to learn the type of person you're dealing with.
yeah,
Whereas Kim has learned some of my tells. She knows that there's gonna be days where I don't want to be bothered, and then there's days where I do. She knows that I'm rough around the edges, but at the same time, especially when it comes to the kids, I'll be a big softy.
hmm
You have to understand your mate.
hmm
I know that Kim has been through some things, so I can't just be R 24/7 because
hmm
it's it rattles her. It you know to those small things or the things that they like and they don't like because and I've been doing a lot more of it recently. But like Kim is goes to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. She works for dialysis. She's a dialysis technician.
hmm
You know, if I remember when it's time for her to be up, I'll have some coffee ready for her or something. You know,
yeah.
make her morning a little bit
That's
easier.
little stuff here and there
You know,
make the relationship. You know what I'm saying? To keep it going. So little stuff like that helps. That goes a long way. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
nah, you good. I mean, because it's just like you said. I mean, I was reading what Matt was saying, but
hmm
I was just thinking about the ladies' last show, and yeah, I do will admit, what Kim said is right. I don't say I love you the most, but she knows I love her because of my actions. I will put any and everybody in this house before myself, and I have no problem journeying to the depths of hell to make sure that my family is protected. Because if I was willing to do it for my country, you better believe I'm definitely willing to do it for these 5 females in my house, because 3 of them are human and 2 of them are of the 4-legged variety. And none of them asked to be here with me. I asked them to be here.
That's big. That's big. Remember, like I said, you didn't have to. Like I said, you didn't have to take. You could just be like, Kim, it's just you. I don't want anything to do with kids. But the fact you stepped up and you did that. That says a lot. You know?
Yeah,
You're willing to put the work in to be a better mate, and
right,
that's what. Like I said, I had a lot of shit going on with me,
right,
and I really had to go through therapy to figure out a lot of stuff that I was doing wrong, because I would always victim blame and blame everybody else for my mistakes. Whereas I, instead of looking at me and say, Dre, you fucked up. You really need to get your shit together. So me going to therapy and actually starting to own the shit that I was doing, either right or wrong, you have to do that, especially when you're in a relationship. Because if you're in a relationship and you're still going that same route, they're not going to be around that long.
right.
So you really have to compromise and say, hey, I gotta get this under wraps. You have to. So, but yeah, being a better mate, one thing you gotta do is consistency. You gotta really start with that first. You gotta start with consistency, and you have to start with some sort of connection that you have with your mate. You have to have some kind of consistency, some kind of chemistry, some kind of anything.
Yeah,
You have to be on one accord in the house, because if y'all on one accord in the house flows freely.
right,
Kids can come and talk to you when they have an issue, and they don't have to worry about hiding it, because they don't know how you as a parent is going to react.
right.
So if you have that going in your life, and you have that woman in your life, or it could be a man, women too. You can have that. If you have that going in your life and you are consistent with your partner, it's going to make things a lot easier. Like, don't get me wrong. Not every relationship is perfect. You're going to have your ups and downs, but the big thing you have to do is communicate with your mate, regardless, especially as a man, because us, we can be very egotistical at times. You know what I'm saying? So we really have to. Yeah, we really are. Like, trust me, I had my TO moments. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, we
but
do.
you really have, sometimes you really got to put your ego aside and say, hey, I want to make this work. This is my partner. I want to make this work. Let me hear what she has to say. Let me be open to what she say, and just take the criticism. Don't be mad if she says something to you that you don't agree with. Talk it out. Don't just ghost her, or give her the silent treatment and say, oh, I don't want to do it, that we're gonna do it this way. No, talk it out. Because you never know. That might help your situation to be able to communicate as a man. That will help you. It really will.
Right. For me, another thing that will help with being a better mate is learning the strengths and weaknesses of your mate.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you learn those, especially the weaknesses, then
Mm-hmm.
you can fill in for them. The things that I'm weak at, Kim is pretty strong at. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a people person. I'm
I'm not, yeah.
This
I'm
is the
not,
most social thing that I do.
yeah. I'm an introvert. I'm
Sit
an introvert.
in
So
front of this camera and I talk to people about
right,
what's going on in my world.
right. I'm an introvert. So you know me. I don't. I
Right.
can go out for a little bit, but once that battery's drained, I'm ready to go. So I totally understand.
Whereas Kim and the youngest, they've never met a stranger. You know, they can
Right.
get along with anybody. You know, just like Kim knows that I'm not the best at showing emotion,
Yeah.
but she has plenty enough for everybody in the house. So
Yeah.
we're yin and yang. It's light on, light off, but there's balance between the two of us. You gotta make sure that whoever you're with, you are each other's balance. To where, okay, one of you is very headstrong.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to be an anchor to a headstrong person because they'll get the rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, if you gotta make that headstrong, you gotta be strong enough to be able to pull them back and be like, hey, come back. Come back. You rolling again. I need you to come on. Because that's Kim for me. There's days, woo boy, the school screwing me over. Anybody who knows that was it's on my Facebook. They understand school screwed me over. I'm dealing with the VA. I'm dealing with the school. Kim was like, come sit down. Talk to me first. Let's figure this out. Because you'll go up there and you'll hurt people. She was right. I'll go up there and hurt people. I'm just gonna let y'all know. Okay. The VA is something else, but that's a lot different story. Either way.
Yeah, I understand, bro. I mean, I'm the same way, man. I mean,
she's my balance. She knows when to let me rant and when to be like, come back. You spiraling.
Yeah.
That's what you need in a mate. That's what makes you a better mate.
Yeah.
When you get an understanding of your significant other, whether it male or female, both. I don't know how you roll. Hey, whatever you do is what you do.
You said both.
Hey, we don't know how these people run around here.
Both? Oh my God. Man.
Hey, I don't know how these people out here living. I just know how I do.
You're absolutely right though. It's like I said before, you need that consistency with your partner. And if you have consistency with your partner and you have chemistry and you're on one accord, it makes it easier. Like, I'm sure Kim some days want to strangle you, but she doesn't. So I mean, hey, she knows when to reel you in and she knows when to let you, you know what I'm saying, let you go and kill people. Well, not kill people, but
she wouldn't let me kill some people, but she has threatened to let me just go off the leash a little bit and
right.
Just shake them a little bit.
Right. But I see my man Ryan.
I gotta check to see if that's actually doable because she tells us that it ain't exactly doable all the time. So because sometimes you want to just grab him by the shoulders and go.
I know. You'd be like Bernie Mac on Soul Me, just want to choke the shit out of him, but
Thank you.
I understand. But I see my boy Ryan checked in, man, with another Navy buddy of mine, and I know he's a dad as well, so I had to make sure he was listening because he's a father as well. So I appreciate you checking in, bro. That's my Navy buddy. Military. We always got friends. So,
well, LaDonna, it's that time. Last topic: understanding the impact of a father-child relationship on the relationship with your mate. It has a big, very, very big impact.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to believe it or not, it does.
Yeah.
Especially as males, if we aren't treating our children right, 9 times out of 10,
yeah, you don't treat your mate like shit.
Right. If you have a decent mate and who's who's also cares about her kids, your days and your time is numbered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
The better you treat your child, in turn, the better you treat your mate. Because once you become more understanding and more open, and once you become more pliable as a person, pliable is a college word. I'm kind of tired, so y'all can go look that up. That's a Google word. $2 word. You know what I'm saying? $2 holla. You know what I'm saying? Once you become more pliable as a person when it comes to the kids, you become more pliable as a person when it comes to your mate, which will make things between all of you that much more cohesive. Because, and they do it to me all the time, one of them will want something. Damn sickness. The one of them will want something, especially the short one, the oldest one. She'll want something. She'll go the tall one in there to beg for something, who will end up asking Kim. Kim would be sitting there looking at me like, but babe, great. Now it's 3-on-1. Now it's literally 3-on-1. But in the end,
got kids, bro.
But in the end, the relationship with everybody is improving because you're becoming more approachable to the kids, and your mate's gonna be more enjoyable with you because she knows that you're not gonna always be on that no stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all don't
So
mind me. I'm getting over being sick. Mother Nature is on some BS here in Georgia. It was 70 degrees,
hey,
3 days.
hey, look, I was just there a couple days ago. Y'all, that's some bipolar ass weather, man.
It was 70 the other day, and then it started storming for like 2 days in a row, and then I woke up and it was like 20. You're what up, E? Appreciate you tuning in, my guy. Uh, that for sorry about that, but go ahead, Dre. Yo, what you got on it, bro?
Well, the only thing, I mean, you pretty much hit everything on the head. But another thing I want to point out that you said about relationship with your child, with your mate. First thing, I want to say is that as a young man, the first relationship you should have is
Rumble,
with
young man,
your
rumble.
huh?
Rumble, young man, rumble. No, don't joke.
But the first thing you have to do is because whenever a woman is in a relationship with a man, the first thing they're going to do, not with the kids, is with their mother. It's with your mother. As a young man, like me, I'm a LaDonna calls me spoiled, but I'm just a mama's boy. So that's you only got one mom, and like I said, I love her to death. And that's the one thing that it gets overlooked at times because not a lot of men have a good relationship with their mom, either by their accord or the mom's accord, either way. So you have to when a woman's like in a relationship with you, that's the first thing she's gonna see is how he treats his mother. And if he doesn't treat his mom like, you know, treat her like shit, basically, she's gonna kind of have second thoughts about that. And then she's gonna think about, if I want to have kids with this guy or this man, or if I want to be married to this man. And they don't want to have that. They don't want to have. They have those kind of conversations, and then you're like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely have that going for you. Now, second of all, like I said, you have to, you know, if and another thing, if you got a child and the woman knows you have a child and you're not doing anything for him, that can have an impact. That can have a negative impact too. But then again, I've seen women date men who don't take care of the kids, and they're still with them. So I mean, it has an impact, but at the same time, some people just don't want to acknowledge it, and it's sad. It's sad because the child is getting hurt in this because the parent is turning their back on their child for whatever reason. And now you got this child here that's like wondering why my mom and dad, since we're talking about the men tonight, I'm pretty sure the women will talk about it on Champagne Conversations. You like how I put that plug in there real quick. So, but
LaDonna's face says a lot. She like,
I'm not studying LaDonna. She already called me spoiled. I'm not studying her tonight. Anyway.
Was she talking to you? Oh, she was talking to you.
She was talking to me because I said I'm a mama's boy, and she called me spoiled. She's the one who calls me spoiled, so I'm not spoiled by any means.
So we might be mama's boys.
I mean, but the thing about it is that if a child, especially if you got daughters, you have to establish a relationship with your daughters because that's the man she's going to see most of her life. Even if when she gets married and she starts having her own family, you have to establish the father-daughter relationship. That's the first man she has to see. So if the dad is treating her like shit, guess what she's gonna be?
Well, something I've learned is that for both of us as parents, we are setting an example.
Yeah. And LaDonna said it. LaDonna said it. She said broken.
But for you have a son, so you're setting the example for what type of man
that he needs to be.
Your son is going to want to be. And for me, I am setting the example for what type of man my daughters are going to want to gravitate toward.
If you got daughters, look, any guys out there, I know Ryan, he's probably still here. He's got two daughters. So I'm pretty sure he set the example because I'm
And,
pretty sure
and, and, and
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure if my daughters come bring home someone who's somewhat like me or Dre, they'll get a pass.
You know what?
Slightly.
I already told Dexter it's gonna happen. Whenever one of his daughters bring
Bad
a
boys.
go home, we're gonna do Bad Boys. We're gonna do the Bad Boys 2 scene. So I
Yeah.
mean, so we're gonna do that. But and
I
LaDonna
have
called
to record it.
she said broken. Now, am I saying a woman will be broken because her dad didn't love her enough? No, because I know a lot of women out there that their dad didn't love them and they became productive young women, older young adults. You know what I'm saying? So
Are we
at the
doing
same time, oh yeah, we are, man. Look, see.
Right. Exactly.
But
You at least
but
35.
right. But back to what I was saying. Back to what I was saying. Back to what I said. As far as that, um, I've seen young ladies and young men who didn't have a father in their life. They still grow up to be productive. So I'm not saying all women and all men will be broken, but
It plays a part.
it plays. Yes, it absolutely. It does play a part. It does play a part.
I have a friend who right now is going through a lot, and she can't make make a way of which way is up because both of her parents are gone, and because she doesn't have that mother or father to turn to, she doesn't know where to go, what to do, who to ask. So she's just like, I'm spiraling out of control, and life is shitting on me. What do I do? Yeah. I can't ask my parents because they're gone.
Yeah.
But life is shitting on me. What do I do? But my parents are gone, so I just let life keep shitting on me.
But we know with that situation, she needs to have a strong support system, whether it be her friends or brothers, whatever. And also, yeah, and also she has to consider therapy. She needs to talk to somebody because that was my problem. I had a lot of people consider, told me to take therapy, and I was like, it doesn't work. And I had somebody tell me like, you need to go and take therapy because you're self-destructing right now, and you don't even know it. Like, my doctor told me that if I kept going the way I was going, I wasn't going to see 40. So that's why I'm embracing this year. I will be turning 40, so I'm embracing it with all my heart because a lot of guys that look like us don't make it. Yeah. Whether it be natural causes or getting killed or something like that. I mean, look at Kobe. Kobe was just starting his life. He was just starting his life after basketball. He was ready to be, he was a girl dad. He was ready to be a family man. He was ready to settle down.
He was super dad. What you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you really have to sit back and think about it. Like, we're all on borrowed time here. It's like my big bro DeMario said, death is inevitable for everybody. Everybody. So you have to take that time to reflect on stuff that is going to make you a better man and a better father. And then when you get married, you be a better husband. You have to do stuff like that because if you still going down the same road and then something happens to you, all those regrets are going to set it. And even LaDonna said it. She said she's a product of her dad not being in her life, but she did something about it though. And now she's thriving. She's married. She has a kid and she's thriving. So, so I mean, and then, like I said, Boom is cool with me,
Yeah.
Her husband's cool with me. And, I ask him, me and him talk every now and then, and I ask him this stuff, and we talk. So you really have to dig deep, especially if you're a man. You really have to dig deep and figure things out because if you're just going to sit there and let stuff fester over, it's not going to help you. And it's not only going to not help you, if you're in a relationship, it's going to affect your spouse and your kids. So you really have to like dig deep and say, hey, let me figure this shit out. Yeah, you really have to. Especially if you're trying to be in a relationship with a woman and she has kids. You really have to compromise a lot.
It's a package.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you know what? A lot of guys, they don't want to accept that package, and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Because the father-child relationship isn't just your blood. Take me for example. the father-child relationship came from uh, getting with someone who had kids,
Right.
and I had to step in.
Mm-hmm.
And because I did step in, I I became a father.
Yeah. And you're doing a good job, man.
Right.
Really
And
good.
but I had to, because if I didn't step in, what would have happened to these girls?
Right. And the fact that, and you know what, and the fact that they're starting to blossom under you, they needed that safe space. Kim needed that safe space, and you gave it to them, and now they're
I've,
starting to.
I've heard it a lot. I've heard it a lot, but I mean, I guess I don't really be. I
Don't
really,
shortchange. Don't no no don't shortchange yourself, because I've talked to Kim offline, and she told me that you really.
whatever.
Hey man, I'm just putting it out there because I know what you've been through. We talked, so I know.
Oh,
And
okay.
and to see the difference between a couple years ago to now, I seen it. And like I said,
You see,
you you was nervous, but you're doing a good job, man. And like I said, Kim talks to me and she tells me a lot about you. So, and it's
yeah,
positive.
she snitches
It's
on me when
positive.
I'm sick too. Look,
Huh?
yeah, she snitches on me when I'm sick too. Little monkey.
Yeah. That's how much she cares about you, man. You
Yeah,
need a woman like that. You need a woman like that in your life. Because
I know.
because
You,
because if you have a woman like that in your life, it will elevate you as a man and a parent. It
yeah,
will. It really would. It would. It would have elevated you as a man and a father and a husband.
it,
Potentially. It will.
it helps
So
with the motivation because yeah, we'll
yeah.
just leave it at that. It helps with the motivation.
And I'm glad because like I said, you was like me. And now your whole perspective has changed because of that. And like I said, I tell Kim all the time, I appreciate you coming into my brother's life because he totally has changed his whole. He's still the asshole that I love, but he really has changed a lot, and I have you to thank for that. So shout out to Kim, man. You finally got the asshole to calm down.
Yeah, which made Mike the asshole champion of the world.
Oh, he was a champion way before then. So
I gave him a run for his money though.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Matter of fact, the belt is ready. So when I see him again, I'm gonna give him the belt. The belt is ready.
Yeah, he deserves it after that one.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, the impact is big, but it doesn't break you as a man or as a man. It doesn't
It,
break you.
it
The
doesn't.
like I said, me and my dad didn't have the greatest relationship. We still talk to this day, and we're patching things up. But he did teach me a lot of things to what to do, and he also taught me a lot of things what not to do. So yeah, definitely a big impact. It's just how you take it accordingly. How you take it. You can take it for something positive. You can take it for something negative. But at the end of the day, it's up to you.
Right. Um, we've uh, we've covered a lot,
Yeah.
and the floor is always open. So if anybody who's watching, if they want to comment, they want to call in, the numbers at the bottom of the screen, it's scrolling right there. I see it because I made sure it was there. You can call in. You can always comment, do whatever you want. But we've come to the end of tonight's show. Tonight's show was about being a better father, so in turn, somewhat helping you to be a better mate. And we will be back next week. Um, and I will tell you this, as Dre has told you, anytime you need a place to talk, to vent, to ask advice, ask questions, feel free. You know,
My inbox is always open,
my,
fellas.
my
Fellas,
inbox is open, my Facebook is open, my Twitter's open. Um, my
we got.
Twitch My Twitch is open. My YouTube is open. All you gotta do is just drop a line, say something. I got you. 35, getting ready to be 36. I'm a Marine veteran. I've seen some things.
Yeah.
I'm a parent. I've seen some things.
I'm about to be the big 4-0.
about to be 4.5. He ain't about to
Hey,
be
I got
4.
what's February? I got about 6 more months, 5, 6 more months.
Man, please, you about 28.
I wish. I wish. I wish.
Right, right. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'm going to take my sick behind and go lay back down. As I see my nephew in the back, you know what I'm saying? I see the producer. She's going to go take care of the nephew. And I'm going to go lay down because the missus got to be at work at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Dre, I thank you for riding this out with me this week.
Hey man, hey man, you know me.
Two of our brothers, well, I know what's going on with Matt. He's down a laptop until Tuesday. So next week, y'all will finally see Matt.
Yep.
Y'all in for a ride. I'm gonna just let y'all know that one.
Yeah, he's like us, so he's like us, so
yeah. But he's from Canada and he's allowed to smoke, so
just be prepared. That's our disclaimer. Take it for what it's worth.
But other than that, thank y'all all for coming. Thank y'all all for tuning in. Same time next week, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll probably stick with 8. 8 is easy.
Yeah, 8's good. 8's good. But before we leave, I just want to say, it's our time, fellas. It's our time.
Yeah.
No
more of that. You're not supposed to talk about it. You just supposed to hold it in and suck it up. Nah. Them days is over.
Yeah.
And they have to be over, because if you look at today's society, we are a product of holding it in, and it's not making anybody better. It's making everyone worse.
Right. And it starts with us. It starts with us, especially Black men. It starts with us. We're at the forefront. I see, Black women fighting for us. It's time for us to start returning the favor. It really is. This is why, like I said, I gave my bro a shout out, because this is his baby. This is his brainchild, and I kind of was the Pippin to his Jordan on this one.
You tossed me a fat oop, and I was going to NBA Jam it and throw it back underhand and lead you up there.
Nah, man. You know me. I'm the leader of Red Cup Ranch. This is your baby, man. So. But speaking of which, before we get off the air, I do want to say we do a show on Tuesdays where we just ran about sports and real life. Red Cup Ranch with me, this guy, and our other asshole brother Mike. Phil, sometimes if Phil is not working, because
I talked to Phil the other day. He said he's going to be making more of an effort to be on the show, because the job load is actually easing up on him, and he's going to be getting another computing device to be able to tune in, or should I say show up. So that's going to happen. So
we'll have all of us here
from the pouch, which means I can sit my black behind down somewhere.
He'll be back on the porch, and it'll be me and myself and Dex and Mike and Phil will be back on. On Thursdays, we got the ladies. Ladies, fellas, we got our safe space tonight. The ladies have their safe space on Thursday. Champagne Conversations with Nikki, Kim, and LaDonna. Women, if you need a place to talk and express how you feel, jump in on Thursday. They talk about a lot of good topics. The next one will be February 20th. So make sure you tune in.
Also, there's a safe space on Facebook. The group's name is called Speaking
Positions.
Check it out. It covers everything from recipes on weight loss to motivation to anything you need.
Yeah, just any encouragement, if you need some kind of encouragement, some kind of positivity, because that's been my motto all 2020. It's all about positivity, no negativity on my end.
I guess I got to change my motto for 2020. I was stomping bros out.
I mean, we have to. We will, but it is.
Okay.
But and then on Saturdays we got Patrick and Sean doing their show, Hodgepodge.
Is that 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Oh yeah, Champagne Conversations. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it's from 8 to 10.
9.
Okay. 9. And then when Brian is ready, he'll have his show going on.
Right.
Yeah. I listened to both Brian's show and the Hodgepodge show. They're both great shows. Check out those guys. And then also once we figure out when they're going to actually start. Mike, Dex, Phil, and Matt will have a wrestling podcast. So all you wrestlers out there, I know y'all been trying to ask. Y'all kept asking me when y'all gonna do a wrestling podcast.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. I'm working on the logistics between me and my brothers. Well, Matt's working on equipment. Phil's working on equipment. Other than that, we're working on logistics, timing, and dates so we can get all that synced up. So we can find a day that's good for everybody. Get that out the way. That's coming. That's coming. There will be more shows coming to the actual network. Matt, Mike, I see you, bro. We're gonna have a Falcons show on the network. Yep. That's coming in the future. We'll let you know.
Also, Boom and LaDonna will be back with the
yes,
with their Cowboys.
When football season comes, the chain reaction with Boom and LaDonna will be returning. That is our Cowboys show because they live like literally a few minutes away from Cowboy Stadium, and they're fans, but they're unbiased fans. They will call it like they see it. They say if they see something that stank, they gonna call it a pile of shit. Yep. Trust me, they hated Jason Garrett.
Very entertaining show. So if you're a Cowboys, even if you're not a Cowboys fan, please tune in because they are very unbiased and they will get
educational as well. Because Boom played football just like me and Dre did, and very educational, very educational. So even if you're not a Cowboys fan per se, you can still learn a lot.
Still learn, So that's it, man. I don't have nothing else to say. Just only thing I have to say is, men, it's our time. We gotta step up. We gotta step up and be the leaders that the women and our kids wants to see.
I think that's it.
That's it. If anybody ain't got no questions or nobody's calling in, it's a wrap.
Oh, do I need to go Baptist preacher on it? Any questions, concern? All hearts and minds is clear.
Hey, man. Hey, look, it's the benediction, man. We gotta go back. Hey, it's the benediction. We all want to get up and go eat in the back, get some chicken and some pound cake.
if all hearts and minds is clear,
yeah, we're good. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us.
What was that crap my dad used to say? Jesus wept. We out.
Well, Russell Simmons said, thanks for coming out. God bless and good night.
Yeah, that. We out of here. See y'all next week.
All right, good. See y'all next week.